Welcome back. So far, we have seen what has happened in the story, right? We have seen that the narrator is sitting in a train compartment, and while the train has stopped in one station, a girl has entered. Her parents have seen her off, and the narrator is blind, is what we understand, but he's trying to hide the fact that he's blind from the girl, right? And he seems to be very, very attracted to her voice, and he's enjoying having a conversation with her. And so far, she has not realized that he is blind. All right, so let's continue. So for a while, he sat there watching her, and then he said, "You have an interesting face," I remarked. Okay. I was becoming quite daring, but it was a safe remark. Few girls can resist flattery. She laughed pleasantly, a clear, ringing laugh. So look at that. Instead of saying beautiful face, he's saying you have an interesting face. Why? Because if he says beautiful, what if she's not beautiful? Right? So he can't take that risk. So he says interesting face. അത് വളരെ എന്താ ഡിപ്ലോമാറ്റിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കോംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ആണല്ലേ. So he was quite daring, but it was a safe remark, he says, because most girls like flattery. They like compliments kittunnathu avarku ishtamaanu. So when he said that, she laughed pleasantly, all right? And her laugh, he describes it as a clear, ringing laugh. Okay, it's very beautiful for him. It's nice to be told that I have an interesting face, she says. I'm tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. There it is, right? വളരെ സേഫ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ബെറ്റാണ് നമ്മുടെ നറേറ്റർ കാണിച്ചത്. കാരണം എന്താ, ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ഫേസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു because he does not show whether she's pretty or not, but she herself is solving that confusion by saying that it's nice, it's nice to hear such a compliment because I am tired of people always telling me that I have a pretty face. All right, so now it's clear that she is beautiful. Oh, so you do have a pretty face, thought I. And aloud I said, well, an interesting face can also be pretty. So he's confident. So he says, interesting in the varnal pretty in the marthamagulo in an interesting face can also be pretty. You are a very gallant young man, she said. But why are you so serious? All right. So and the gallant title or a almost like a knight in shining armor. But why are you so serious? She asked. I thought then that I would try to laugh for her, but the thought of laughter only made me feel troubled and lonely. Look at that. ഇതുവരെ വളരെ നൈസ് ആയിട്ട് പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്ന കഥയായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ പെട്ടെന്ന് എന്താ, അവർക്ക് വേണ്ടി ഒന്ന് ചിരിച്ചേക്കാം എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചപ്പോൾ ആ ചിരിനെ കുറിച്ച് ഓർക്കുമ്പോൾ എന്താണ്, it made him feel troubled and lonely. So it shows us, that people who are not who they seem on the outside. We'll soon be at your station, I said. Thank goodness it's a short journey. I can't bear to sit in a train for more than 2 or 3 hours. All right. So she says that I'm happy. It is just, a short journey. ഞാൻ പോയത് 2-3 മണിക്കൂറൊന്നും എനിക്ക് ട്രെയിനിലിരിക്കാൻ സാധിക്കില്ല, അതിൽ കൂടുതൽ എനിക്ക് ഇരിക്കാൻ സാധിക്കില്ല എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. Yet I was prepared to sit there for almost any length of time just to listen to her talking. So he's enjoying talking to her. So he's saying that I can sit here for any length of time just to hear her talking. അവളുടെ ആ ശബ്ദം കേൾക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി മാത്രം എത്ര സമയം വേണേലും അവിടെ ഇരുന്നോളാം. Her voice had the sparkle of a mountain stream. Look at that beautiful sentence. Okay, എന്താ, മലയിൽ നിന്ന് ചാടി വരുന്ന വെള്ളത്തിന്റെ ആ ഒരു സ്പാർക്കിൾ ആണ് അവളുടെ സൗണ്ടിലുള്ളത് എന്ന് പറയുന്നു. See, he cannot see her, all right? So he's being attracted to her just by her voice and the manner in which she speaks. As soon as she left the train, she would forget our brief encounter. Obviously, he was just a fellow passenger for a very, very short journey, so she would forget him. But it would stay with me for the rest of the journey and sometime after. So he's saying that for the rest of the journey, I'll keep thinking about this girl. And even for some time after this journey, it will stay with me. The engine's whistle shrieked. The carriage wheels changed their sound and rhythm. The girl got up and began to collect her things. So the station where the girl is supposed to get down is almost nearing. അപ്പോൾ എന്താ, സ്റ്റേഷൻ എത്തുന്നതിന്റെ ഇൻഡിക്കേഷൻസ് ആണ്. നമുക്കൊക്കെ ആണെങ്കിൽ ട്രെയിൻ സ്ലോ ആവുന്നു നമുക്ക് കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് മനസ്സിലാക്കാം. പക്ഷെ നെറേറ്ററിന് എങ്ങനെയാണ് മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത്? എഞ്ചിന്റെ വിസിൽ കേട്ടു, പിന്നെ എന്താ, കാരേജ് വിസിൽ വീൽസ്, നിങ്ങൾ ട്രെയിൻ ജേർണീസ് എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും, സ്പീഡ് കുറയുന്നതിനനുസരിച്ച് കാരേജ് വീലിന്റെ ആ സൗണ്ടും ഋതവും കുറയും അല്ലെ, വ്യത്യാസം വരും. സോ അതും അയാൾ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചു. And he also heard that the girl got up and she began to collect her luggage. I wondered if she wore her hair in a bun or if it was plaited. It's a very, very random fact he wants to know about her. He wants to know how she wore her hair. മുടി അഴിച്ചിട്ടേക്കുവാണോ ബണ്ണിലാണോ അതോ ഇങ്ങനെ പിന്നി കെട്ടിയേക്കുവാണോ എന്നൊക്കെ അറിയാൻ ഒരു ആഗ്രഹം. Perhaps it was hanging loose over her shoulders. Maybe it was, open. Or was it cut very short? ചെറിയ നീളം കുറഞ്ഞ മുടിയാണോ? എങ്ങനെയാണ് അവൾ ഇരിക്കുന്നത്? അവളുടെ ആ ഒരു പുറമേ ഉള്ള picture അവൻ അറിയണമെന്ന് ആഗ്രഹമുണ്ട്. And that's why he's wondering, right? The train drew slowly into the station. The train slowly entered the station. Outside, as soon as the station എത്തുമ്പോൾ എന്താണ് കേൾക്കുന്നത്? ട്രെയിനിന്റെ സൗണ്ട് കുറയുന്നതിന്റെ കൂടെ പോർട്ടേഴ്സ്, ആ സ്റ്റേഷനിലുള്ള ഈ വിൽപ്പനക്കാരുടെ സൗണ്ടുകൾ, പിന്നെ എന്താ നമ്മുടെ പോർട്ടേഴ്സ്, വെൻഡേഴ്സ് ആണ് അത്. പോർട്ടേഴ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കൂലിമാർ, ഹു ക്യാരി യുവർ ലഗേജ്, റൈറ്റ്? അവരുടെ സൗണ്ട്, അങ്ങനെ പല പല ശബ്ദങ്ങളാണ് കേൾക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് amongst all that he heard a high pitched female voice near the carriage door. Okay, and he realized that this must be the girl's aunt. Goodbye, the girl said. She was standing very close to me. All right, so she's standing very close to him, so close that the perfume from her hair was tantalizing. He could smell the perfume from her hair. Not that she's wearing perfume on her hair. I mean, probably the smell of her shampoo or her soap. It was, tempting him. I wanted to raise my hand and touch her hair. Okay, he wanted to, touch her hair, but she moved away. Only the scent of perfume still lingered where she had stood. So she has already stepped out of the compartment, and only thing that is remaining is the smell of her perfume. She has gone. There was some confusion in the doorway. A man getting into the compartment stammered an apology. All right, so there was some sort of confusion. എന്തൊക്കെയോ ശബ്ദങ്ങളൊക്കെ കേട്ടു. ഒരു മനുഷ്യൻ, അതായത് ഇവൾ ഇറങ്ങുന്നതിന്റെ കൂടെ വേറൊരു മനുഷ്യൻ ഈ സ്ഥലത്തോട്ട് കയറുകയായിരുന്നു. So there was a confusion in the doorway. A man getting into the compartment stammered an apology. So he said sorry to the girl, probably because he had bumped into her or something. Then the door banged and the world was shut out again. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ആ കമ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിന്റെ വാതിലടിച്ചത്, ഡോർ ഉള്ള ഫസ്റ്റ് ക്ലാസ് കമ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് പോലെ ഡോർ ഉള്ള കമ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ്സ് ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഡോർ വീണ്ടും അടച്ചു. And the world, the sounds of the world was shut out again. I returned to my berth. All right, so he had probably stood up to touch her, but she had gone. So he came back and he sat down on his seat. Berth എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ട്രെയിനിലെ സീറ്റിനെയാണ് പറയുന്നത്. The guard blew his whistle and we moved off. Okay, so again the train has started. Once again I had a game to play and a new fellow traveler. So once again he could pretend to be blind with this new fellow traveler that has joined him. The train gathered speed, the wheels took up their song, the carriage groaned and shook. So look at that, all sounds, right? I found a window and sat in front of it, staring into the daylight that was darkness for me. അപ്പൊ എന്താ, ജനലിന്റെ പുറത്തോട്ട് നോക്കിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്നു. And he was staring into the daylight. Sorry, I got cut off. I don't know where I got cut off. So let me just repeat a few things that I was saying. All right, the network went off in the middle, so I don't know where I got cut off. Okay, so what happened is that the girl has gotten off from the train, and a man has taken his place, her place, right? And the narrator is now sitting near the window and he's looking out into the darkness. He's upset that the girl has left, and he says that there were so many things happening out of the window, right? But it could be a fascinating game to guess what went out there, because he cannot see, so he can keep guessing what is happening outside. It is a good guessing game, he thinks. The man who had entered the compartment broke into my reverie. Reverie means into his thoughts. He was in his own thoughts. So this man who had entered the compartment instead of a girl, he said something, and it broke his chain of thought. You must be disappointed, he said. I am not nearly as attractive a traveling companion as the one who just left. So it was another man. And when he saw the narrator, he says that, and he saw that the narrator is not talking to him. So he says, you must be disappointed. Why? Because the one who just left, the woman who was in this in this compartment instead of me, she was so attractive, but I am not that attractive. So obviously you must be disappointed. She was an interesting girl. Sorry, I got cut off again. I have some network issues. Yes, it's okay. We're almost at the end of the story. So what happened is that yes, so the yes, so the man has said that, I'm not as interesting, or I'm not as attractive as the woman who just left. So she was an interesting girl, the narrator replied, but she says that he doesn't want to know anything else about her attractiveness level. The only thing he asks is that, can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? മുടി എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു ഇട്ടിരുന്നത്? അതാണ് അവൻ അറിയേണ്ടത്. Because he must probably have, painted a picture of her in his mind, but he cannot place the hairstyle. So he wants to know about the hair also. I don't remember, he said, sounding puzzled. ആരാണ് ഹെയർ സ്റ്റൈലിനെ കുറിച്ച് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്? പിന്നെ ഇയാൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായിട്ടില്ല that this narrator is blind. So he's confused. Why is he asking that? I don't remember, he says. Adan Yormela. It was her eyes that I noticed, not her hair. Right? So it was not her hair that I noticed. It was her eyes. അവളുടെ കണ്ണുകളാണ് ഞാൻ notice ചെയ്തത്. Why? She had such beautiful eyes, but they were of no use to her. Look at that. She was completely blind. Didn't you notice? Okay. So what has happened? He did not notice her. Remember when കുറച്ച് confusion ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. So he probably bumped into her, and that's why he noticed that she was blind, but she has such beautiful eyes that are of no use. Why? Because she is completely blind. Didn't you notice? The man is asking the narrator. Wow, what an ending, right? So I'll stop right here. We have to discuss still, we have to analyze the story, but since I'm having some network issues, I'll just stop because I'm not sure what has been recorded till now. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.